South Africa's economy failed to break free of its stagnant streak in the last 3 months of 2023. But the Reserve Bank's latest quarterly report shows that the rich still managed to increase their wealth despite the low growth environment. Ntokozo Khumalo has the details.
Between October and December last year, South African households saw the value of their wealth and assets grow at a slower pace compared to other periods. During the quarter, the only group of people who made more money were affluent groups, as the cost of borrowing and the average increase in the cost of goods and services chipped away at disposable incomes.
Assets increased, household asset values increased because of higher share prices, and it increased more than their liabilities, which is the debt.
According to the Reserve Bank's quarterly bulletin, the growth in the value of assets was not across the board, as those who invested their money through the JSE made money.
The small percentage of upper middle class and higher class people, those actually drive the numbers, the wealth numbers.
Sanlam economist Patrick Buthelezi says the picture is vastly different for low-income households. This is on the back of high debt levels, high interest rates, and rising inflation.
Lower income households are under severe pressure because goods prices still very high above the inflation target, and especially food prices, which is still increasing.
Buthelezi highlights that these conditions are expected to continue until much later in the year. That's because households, which account for 60% of all money spent in the South African economy, have held back from spending to deal with the mounting debt and inflation.
The pressure will continue because interest rates remains very high at this stage, and in the fourth quarter we saw employment also, for instance, coming down or declining.
The Reserve Bank's bulletin also says that while some structural economic issues, such as load shedding, are starting to ease, the economy will continue to experience low growth in 2024, fueling the financial pressure on most South African households. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in Johannesburg.